What's going on, guys? What's going on? Where people have shown up in mass to support Mark Clements. This is the second courthouse I've been to this morning because, oops, they got it wrong. They sent me over to Skokie, so I went over to Skokie, but he's not at Skokie. So now I came down to the criminal courts building, and nobody's allowed inside the court. That's if he's even here. I don't know where he is. But
about Mark or no?
Yeah, I'm talking about Mark.
Mark Clements?
Yeah.
Yeah. They just told me.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm just.
Call 2700.
Yeah. Thank you, sweetheart. Yeah, I appreciate it. It's just like it's been like this. This is the second courthouse. I called Maywood. They said he's at Skokie. Go to Skokie.
This is their trick.
Yeah.
They told me that there's a warrant out for him
in what, Oak Lawn?
Right, a warrant out in
Oak Lawn?
He doesn't have a warrant out, right? And some other Will County. It's like the police are messing with it and us.
Oh, who told you he had a warrant out?
That's what the police sheriff right
Oh. Yeah, it's yesterday in the video. If you can hear it, it says a warrant out of Oak Lawn. So I don't know if Oak Lawn's in Will County, but that was what in the video yesterday when he was in the shower. If you listen to them talking,
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, if you listen to them, don't listen to the girl screaming about the parking tickets. Listen to them talking. He tells them you have a warrant out of Oak Lawn.
But they said call after 1 to this number, and after 3 they can give the money to bail him out. I just want to get him out.
Yeah, they told me at about 1:30 we could bail him out, but are they going to let him bail if he's still got an open warrant in Will County?
I don't know. Does he really have a warrant?
If that's what they said, I don't know.
Well, maybe not. Then someone else said there's two. Maybe they're starting to fix it.
Yeah.
We're making a lot of noise.
Look at guys, these are all people here for Mark Clements. This is the second courthouse. This is the second courthouse they're at, and the two courthouses are an hour apart. There were about 40 people at the first courthouses. This is the second courthouse they're at. These people have all come out to support Mark Clements. Hit that like button. Hit that like button, guys. See, they got free Mark on the side of their car. And this is the second. This isn't the first. This is the second demonstration. Imagine there was an hour ago. There was double, triple as many cars in Skokie driving around, because Skokie is where they told us he was at. So I go to Skokie, but he's not at Skokie. Here they are right there. Look at them. You guys know you're wrong. You know you're wrong. You're wrong. You know you're wrong. Free them all. Free them all. So, I mean, that goes to show you, that's about 10, 15 cars, how many people's lives Mark Clements has touched and what kind of person he is. Yeah, I'm at the Criminal Courts Building, 26 in California. You see it right there, that monstrosity. Al Capone, John Wayne Gacy, everybody's been here. Down there's the jail. I went inside, I want to go to his bond court. They said, okay, well, if he's in bond court, only one family member can go in. But if he's in one of the branches, a different courtroom that's not bond court, nobody can come in. Well, he's in supposedly a branch. He's at branch 66, I believe they said, and nobody can go in there. But I don't even know if he's in there. You know, he's a high-profile case, right? So I don't know where he's at. That's what they're saying right now, but I gotta believe them. They also told me he was at Skokie this morning, and I said, "Are you sure?" Yes. It says Cook County Jail. Shame on you, Kim Fox. Kim Fox is the Cook County State's attorney. Hit the like button, guys. Hit that like button. So yeah, I'm here. I'll show you. This is the Criminal Courts Building. The last time I was here was for James Gibson's hearing for a petition for innocence. James Gibson's petition for innocence. Hit the like button, guys. And this is where you go. This is the Criminal Courts Building, the main Criminal Courts Building in Chicago. It's connected to the jail. So if you needed to go to court from the jail, there's a series of underground tunnels in which they move through. Cook County Jail is the largest single-site jail in the nation. It used to have about 12,000 people. It's now down to under 5,000. It's at the lowest in the history of Cook County Jail. The lowest in the history. They have cleared everybody out. Non-violent drug offenders. They're kicking everybody out. So why did they arrest Mark yesterday? If I call and they said there's no way, the first time I called yesterday, they said there's no way that our guys went and got him. We're not going to get anybody. And I said, oh, well, watch the video. He goes, is the video old? Maybe it's old video. I go, no. And one of the guys has a mask on. It's and then he got back on. He goes, oh, yep, he's here. After he had to watch the video. And then they tell me in the middle of the night they moved him to a different holding facility. They moved him to like 18th and State. So in the middle of the night they moved him to a different lockup. And then he was supposed to be in Skokie this morning. But I go to Skokie, he's not there. I don't know where he's locked up at. I don't know where they moved him at. And I also don't know that this isn't some kind of ploy by the Cook County Sheriff's Department, because they know he's a high-profile case. They know all these people are coming out. And I mean, when you go in there, they are strict. Like if you move an inch off that yellow line, they're like, back up. Back up. Everybody that's going in, they're like, as soon as you get to the door, like, what are you here for? I got to go to court. Oh, your judge's not here today. And they give him a ticket that says something. It says, free them all, see? Free them all. See, this is the type of support Mark gets. I'm telling you, the guy's an unbelievable person. He's helped so many people. And this is the second place. This is the second place today. Go ahead, you're good to there. The white shirts over here checking, making sure everybody's obeying the law. Michelle, you put the light on me. You put the light on me. The light doesn't work during the daytime. You just turn the light on me for some reason. Does anybody else see the cop that just turned the light on me? He put his spotlight on me. It doesn't work in the daytime. It's on. He pointed it towards me and he put it on. This guy put his light on me. This white shirt put his light on me. That strobe light right there. You see that? That he turned it right towards me, how it's facing me, and then he turned it on. Except it's sunlight, so that thing's not going to work at all. Your little trick does not work. Let me see over here what this guy's name is. Martinez. That's Martinez. I'll put Martinez on there since he wants to put me on the strobe light. What's your name, sir?
Martinez.
What's your star number?
1797.
And you're out of what? Ogden 10?
Yeah.
Is there a reason you put your spotlight on me?
I put it on you.
Oh, you turned it right towards me and then it went on.
Standing over there.
Oh, you're shining over there? Did you see anything you didn't see before? Did it work?
Yeah.
Okay. This is just a tip from me to you. I'm a scientist, but I don't believe spotlights work in the daytime.
Okay.
That's just me to you. I'm a scientist. I promise you. I'm not a physicist, but that's from me to you, Martinez. So he turned on the camera and pointed it right at me. He pointed it right at me as if that was going to do something. Like, what was that going to do? You see how the other one's turned down like that? You see how the other one's turned away? And that one, he turned it right at me and he turned it on. It's on. And he pointed it right at me. That's the last desperate act of a drowning man. Throw him a life preserver. And that's a white shirt, guys. That's a white shirt. they're not liking this. Shame on you, Kim Foxx. Kim Foxx is state's attorney of Illinois, elected position. She's the woman in the picture. If you see the picture of the three guys in my thumbnail, of the three guys, they go in and they shoot up like a little liquor store, and an 18-year-old girl who's a nursing student is in there, and they end up arresting the mom at the hospital because the police said she grieved inappropriately. The woman in that picture is Kim Foxx. I mean, Kim Foxx is beautiful. No doubt about that. She is beautiful. And you know what Kim Foxx did? She hugged James Gibson, man who spent 29 years in prison, and we were at this courthouse when he was certified innocent. She did come up and hug him. So I will say, for a long time, the state's attorney's office, the Chicago Police Department still, but the state's attorney's office refused to admit anything about John Burge, even though they lost a settlement back in the 90s, right? There were 2 hung juries on the civil case, and I believe they won the third. You know, over 200 people tortured, and the police union's line is, oh, he was a good guy. John Burge was a good guy. You know, maybe he did a couple bad things, but he's a good guy. Well, is Ted Bundy a good guy if he works at a soup kitchen on the weekends? Is he a good guy then? If Jeffrey Dahmer goes and feeds the homeless, is he a good guy? Hey, we don't need you. We don't need you. Uh-oh, there's a trouble here. Trouble's here. Get out of here. We don't need you. None of your business. Don't worry about what's going on. Channel 5. There's Channel 5 trying to sweep in on my story. Fox is under federal investigation. Hey, yeah, sounds about right. Was quick to drop charges on Jussie Smollett. Yeah, because she got a call from Barack Obama's wife's secretary, Michelle Obama. There you go, guys. Well, I still got the spotlight on me, guys. I was trying to do this in secrecy, but they still got the spotlight on me. What are you shaking your head at me for? What did I do? She's shaking her head at me like I did something. She goes like this. Did you guys see her? Did you see the female? they lead the district in jaywalking tickets. It's a female group. They're partners. They lead the district in the jaywalking and parking tickets. You cannot beat them. When it comes to jaywalking and parking tickets, that's what are the 2 girls that were cops in the TV show? Cagney and Lacey. That's Cagney and Lacey. Let Mark go. Let Mark go. There you go. There you go. Free Mark Clements. You will kill them. Free Mark Clements. Free Mark Clements. Drop the charges. Stop the torture. Stop the torture. That's Michelle. Melissa Vita. That's my friend. Remember, I always tell you, go to justiceforalex.com. She's the administrator for that site. Go to justiceforalex.com. You guys seen her in my videos before. Go to justiceforalex.info. Justiceforalex.info, right?
That's right. Justiceforalex.info, guys.
But one of you guys post, one of my moderators post justiceforalex.info, the actual, the link. That's what I'm trying to say. JusticeForAlex.info. He's being held right here in the Cook County Jail, which is right there. They're down to 5,000 inmates, the lowest they've ever been. And I put out that internal email in which they were lying to the public about them having enough supplies. Free Mark Clements, them having enough supplies. They don't have enough supplies. They're confused. All right, listen, guys. This, like I said before, this is the second protest. The first one had about 40 to 50 cars at Skokie. And it's some people's contention that they did that on purpose. They split us up on purpose because they know it's a high-profile case. They know a lot of people are going to show up for it. Mark is the head of the Inglewood Torture Center. The Chicago had to build a torture center and pay for it as part of the reparations for over the 200 men tortured. Mark spent 28 years in prison for a crime he did not commit. But that's shame on you, Chris Fox. Yeah, lay on the horn right when you go past the white shirt. So he runs the torture center. When you talk to Mark, he talks about everybody else but himself. He'll never talk about himself. You could talk to him for 3 days. He'll never tell you he was in jail for 28 years for a crime he did not commit. He'll never tell you it. Never. He's always coming to all these different court dates. He's probably at this building 3-4 times a week for other people's court dates to try and get them free. Now, obviously, everybody that was tortured by Burge, I am not putting the line out there that everybody that was tortured by Burge is innocent. No, there was some very bad people that were arrested. But no, I don't believe torture is allowed in the United States, right? Well, last time I checked, that's not part of the thing. If we can't do it in war, we definitely can't do it with our own civilians. Like that's just not the way. You let the rule of law handle it. We're governed by the rule of law. So if you're going to torture them, then don't give them a. Well, I shouldn't say that because some of those guys need to be locked up. But Mark 100% did not do it. But the problem with Mark is, unlike James had something that they found 20 some odd years later that proved his innocence. Mark didn't have something like that. So the state's attorney knows he's not guilty, right? And they know he probably will get out. It might take 10 years, it might take 12 years. And then when he gets out, he's going to sue them. So what they do is they come to him with an Alford plea. What an Alford plea is basically saying, you sign your name. Yes, you're guilty. You admit that you're guilty of a crime. You're not guilty of the crime, but you've been in jail 28 years. You don't know if you're ever getting out. If you sign your name here, we'll let you out of prison, but you can't ever sue us. That's the deal. That's the deal. If you guys know the West Memphis 3 and you've seen Purgatory Lost or Paradise Lost, they took an Alford plea because one of them was on death row. And if they didn't take the Alford plea, it would have been a good chance that he would have got killed in the death chamber before the DNA came along to prove him innocent. So they signed an Alford plea. An Alford plea basically is just a way for the state, the federal government, whoever it is, to get out of let an innocent man free and not have to ever worry about paying reparations, not ever have to worry about saying that going into a civil courtroom and that person suing you. Mark's 100% innocent. They know who did it. They know who did it. Those people never go to jail if they're even still alive, because on the record, Mark's still guilty. He signed the Alford plea. I got an hour-long interview with him. I got an hour-long interview with Mark. You will kill them, he said. I don't know why it has to be adversarial. I didn't say anything to this police officer. He pulled right up and he put a spotlight on me. And I don't know why you put your spotlight on me. That's not going to do anything to me. Like, it looks like they're just trying to start something. And then the two female officers that passed me by, they're just shaking their head at me. What are you shaking your head at me? I'm standing on the corner with a phone. Like, what the? Like, literally, we're in Little Village. Like, the Satan Disciples are over there. The Land Kings are over there. The 2-6s are over there. Like, there's real crime in this neighborhood that I'm in right now. Me standing on the side of the phone, elicits a shaking of a head. Like, if you took an oath to the Constitution, you understand that civil disobedience and things like this are at a forefront to the Constitution. Our forefathers believed in civil disobedience. They said when tyranny is away, civil disobedience is a must. Now don't quote me on that because that's not an actual quote, but it went something like that. But who knows the quote that I'm trying to say? They said when tyranny is the way, when tyranny is regular, civil disobedience is a must. It's something like that. These truth channels have millions of subscribers, but they don't organize anyone to take to the streets and stop tyranny. So I gotta organize people to take to the streets and stop tyranny. Oh shit, there's a lot on my plate there, buddy. You guys got a lot for me. There's a defense attorney. He said free them all. I mean, what more do you want, man? I got people driving around in circles on in the middle of a weekday. Protect the workers. Keep going till you piss the 5-0 off. This is the criminal Cook County Criminal Courts building right here. What's it called? As you look down there, that's the Cook County Jail. And then here's, come up here so you guys can see. Al Capone's been here, John Wayne Gacy's, everybody, Richard Speck, anybody you can think of in Chicago has come through this courthouse. Now they're being extremely heavy-handed when you come in here. They have lines of tape on there, and the minute you come in, you're not expecting them. You're expecting to go over to, take your belt off, take your stuff off. Get on that tape. Da 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 da. What do you need? What do you want? What are you here for? And I said I just came to talk to I wanted to come to talk to the superintendent because I talked to him last time. Remember I was here for Mark's thing, and they kicked me out of the courthouse because I was videotaping from right in there, and they were doing the press conference with Mark right on the other side of the glass. But most people, when they go in there, they're telling them that the judge is not here, and they're coming right back out. See, like these two gentlemen, I guarantee you that they're probably going to come right back out. We'll see. We'll see if my let's see if my thing is true. Yep, they're coming right back out. They're coming right back out, like I told you. They're going in there, coming right back out. Wait, they can find us at our houses, but they can't call us and tell us we don't have court today? When they want to find us, they find us right away. Other than that, it's just... Yeah. They just come, and people are coming out with smiles on their face. My courtroom's closed because no one wants to go to court. This is a criminal courts building. This is the criminal courts building. It's not the traffic court building. This is not the traffic court building. Again, guys, this is the criminal courts building. You're not here for a traffic ticket. And the county's right there. It's nothing for them to scoop you up and throw you right in the dungeon over there. Ask some people what they say about what. So here I am at the top of the, see down there? Free them all. Free them all. That white shirt down there is mad as hell. He was mad for just me standing there. You know he's definitely mad with these horns going off. So, yeah, so they took him. Now, explain to me this. They're not going anywhere. The guy, when I called yesterday, he said, There's no way he's inside our jail at Maybrook, the one that I went to on video camera. You guys can watch it. It's the last video up. He said there's no way he's in here. We're not picking people up for anything. For anything. We're not picking them up for anything. Short of murder, we're not picking them up for anything. Sure enough, I said, well, you can watch the video on Disorderly Product News. He went and watched the video. He goes, yep, what you said was right. He's here. You know, I had to force the guy to tell me it. And then supposedly this is what happened. Overnight, he got transferred for some reason to 18th and State. And I don't want to say that for sure because I don't know that that's where the courthouse at. It was 18th and something. Let Mark go. Let Mark go. He was bringing to another facility. Why, I don't know, but supposedly that's what he was. Because the other place in Maybrook that I was at, that's inside Cook County. They have vans to come to Cook County each day. Why would they bring him to another facility in the middle of the night? Doesn't make any sense. People go to Cook County from Maybrook Courthouse every single day. Where I was at yesterday, that sheriff's office is right next to the courthouse. It's in the same parking lot. It's the Maybrook Courthouse and the Maybrook Sheriff's Department. They're right next to me was the courthouse. And so this is the jail here, the largest single-site jail in the nation. This right here is called Surmac. This is the hospital wing of the jail. See if you get some inmates on camera. This is see here. Sheriff of Cook County. Sheriff of Cook County. Department of Corrections, 2700 South California, Chicago, Illinois, 60608. Bond, posting, payment, property recovery, female furlough. Visiting for Division 5, Division 8, Surmac Hospital. Notice all persons entering shall be subject to search. Proper identification will be required to enter the Cook County Department of Corrections. All complaints will be thoroughly investigated. The Office of Professional Review. If you have a complaint, please contact the Office of Professional Review at 773-674-7545. Or you may visit the sheriff's website at www.cookcountysheriff.org. Ask him why Foster would not identify yesterday at the Maybrook Courthouse. I'm gonna put that one in myself. Don't worry. I already got the Cook County Sheriff's policies and procedures. And I guarantee you, in their policies and procedures, it's you're required to identify yourself, especially when you're acting in your official capacity. He wants to play the games like with me, like he thinks I'm like. They always think I have my camera on and it's being shot to 10 of my MySpace friends. They always think that. Like, dude, you're gonna play the what's your name game with me? The what's your name? Don't worry about my name. What's your name? You're gonna play that game with me? They never know until it goes up. They always think, and then people ask me, what video, what station is that? Where can I find? Don't worry, they'll call you. When you're on it, they'll call you. That's what I told the one sergeant. He was that sergeant was actually cool. 11. Sergeant McNiff. He said, "What station?" I said, "They'll call you. Don't worry." I talked to him again. He's like, "Yep." He was up for 28 minutes and they called me. So I told you. Can someone please give me a fast rundown of what's going on? Okay, so yesterday they went and arrested Mark Clements. Mark Clements is a torture survivor. At 16, he got picked up and he was tortured into confessing for a quadruple homicide that he did not commit. The state's theory of events is that he was a lookout, yet he was the only one convicted. The adults that they said set the fire never even got convicted. I don't even think they got charged. He spent 28 years in prison. He was wrongfully convicted. Yesterday they came and picked him up on a warrant from 2 years ago. But supposedly when I talked to all the high-ranking officials, they're not picking anybody up for warrants. No one's going to the jail. There's only 5,000 people in the jail. The jail usually has 11 to 12,000 people. It's the lowest it's ever been in the history. of the jail, lowest ever. Every single person has their own cell, unless they're on the mental health unit. Those people have 2 people, so they have someone to talk to, and so they, no, they don't commit suicide. They have someone to talk to. Thank you, Too Fast CB919. Where you been? I haven't seen you in a while. Just wait till the starving, too weak to fight back, and doing this to us use on purpose. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. No prayer sacred waves. Well, he's a part of he's actually the head of the Chicago Torture Center, and he's a great guy. That's why all these people are out here, because he's a great guy. He's the head of the Chicago Torture Center. John Burge, a detective who ended up being commander, and the Midnight Crew, they were his crew, and they tortured over 200 men. A lot of them were burner cases, what they call burner cases. A burner case is a case that's on the news, and it affects City Hall directly. So City Hall wants a conviction. So they would call up Burge, the mayor herself, is the word I'm getting. It's in the documentary, and say, listen, we need to find who did this. If it's affecting us politically, we need you to find somebody who did this. Free them all, free them all. Free Mark Clements now. Let Mark go. See it? Live around the world from the Criminal Courts building, my man. Live from the Criminal Courts building. Keep it up. Free Mark Clements. My people without us keeping outside the jail. I'll be damned if you lack of my people come outside here and start keeping. Oh, I got showing you. You see the workers there going into Cook County? Those are Cook County sheriffs. They got the see-through backpacks. They got to come in with the see-through backpacks so they don't smuggle anything in. I did a story about the jail too. I had the internal email. Go watch my video. I did a story about the jail. I'm gonna do another one. See, look, this is another whole set. Melissa! This is another whole set of group of people. What's up?
I'm sorry? Okay.
What'd you say?
It's
I'm like, you don't have to say it, I'm lying. You don't want to say it. Hit that horn, free them all! Open up the doors, let them go! Release Mark Clements. This is, I have to say, we're at about 20 to 25 cars. And this is half death sentence. Shame on you, Kim Fox. Free them all. See, this one says there, shame, S.A. Kim Fox. Kim Fox though did a state's attorney. I keep on saying it says shame on you, but state's attorney Kim Fox. But Kim Fox did give James Gibson a hug. James Gibson is also a John Burge torture survivor. I also did an interview with him. I did an interview with Mark. I did an interview with him. James Gibson. I was here about 2 months ago. If you look at it, the thumbnail's historic ruling, in which he asked to be certified innocent. He put in a petition to be certified innocent. And I was in the courtroom, and they went back and forth. Now, the state's attorney, mind you, is on the sideline with their hands folded. They're not contesting. The state is not contesting. But the judge is asking Mark's attorney James's attorney, to prove that he did not commit this crime 30 years ago. I don't know what I did last Wednesday. I definitely cannot tell you how I did not commit a crime 30 years ago. So without that certificate of innocence, you don't have much of a chance in civil court. And if you get anything, it's going to be crumbs. So it went back and forth. The judge and the state's attorney's out. The state's attorney said they're going to concede. So at that point, I thought we all thought he was just going to be handed his certificate of innocence. If the state is not trying to block it, it's not the judge's place to, but the judge did. We were in the Chief Judge's chambers, but he went back and forth. But he did finally say, "I certify you innocent." So he's certified innocent. So he was, but he was arrested, I believe, 12/27/89, convicted 1990, and then certified innocent like 2/20. 2020, 2020. So we're talking about 39 years. Yeah. And they're just going around and but who that's James. I'm gonna the video, guys, watch the thing on my channel. It's called Prelude to a House That Screams. And it's so I made up a saying to promote it's a little mini documentary. I put out a 13-minute clip of it, and it goes. I said, from City Hall to Death Row, there's a stop in between, and the men call it the House of Screams. I thought that was pretty good myself, actually. I'm very proud of myself for coming up with that. From City Hall to Death Row, there's a stop in between, and the men call it the House of Screams. The House of Screams is Area 2 and Area 3. That's where the detectives are out of. And if you listen to Mark in that prelude, Mark said, "I need to go to the bathroom." They took him to the bathroom. Well, the first thing that happened to him was a black sergeant came up and punched him in the face when he was 16. When he walked into the Area 3. And the other two guys that were guarding him were like, "Sarge, he's in our custody. He's a minor. Stop." So he stopped. And then later on, Mark asked if he could go to the bathroom. In the bathroom, there's a guy in there, a detective, with his foot on the radiator, smoking a cigarette, drinking vodka out of the bottle, drinking hard alcohol out of the bottle. And he's like, "Oh, that's weird." So he came out. He said, "They let me come out without any handcuffs." And it was one of those big rooms like you see in the movies where they all got their desks. This guy's watching the perimeter. So the white chick over here is watching the perimeter. So he said he came out of the bathroom. He looked up. He said they were all drinking hard alcohol at their desks, just right out in the open, right out in the open. And he's like, disorderly. Then I started thinking to myself, I better get working on getting that phone call, because never had I seen, just officers drinking out in the open, hard alcohol, straight out the bottle. This was in 1990 at Area 3. That's the areas are where the detectives are out of. The Area 3 at the time was bomb and arson. This is Cook County Jail. You can see the rows of razor wire. Inside here is Al Capone, Richard Speck, John Wayne Gacy. You think about everybody that's been in this place. It's Cook County Jail, the largest single-site jail in the nation. It's connected by a group of tunnels underground that run for miles. I mean, if you Googled it and asked how big are the tunnels underground, it would probably be miles and miles. It would probably be 3 or 4 miles. They tell the new guards. This is true. They tell the new guards, if you get lost in the tunnels, just hang back and let the inmates walk. Be the inmates are on the left, you're on the right. Just hang back to the fourth person and let the inmate, because the inmates will take you where you need to go. So that's what they tell them. If you get lost and you don't know where you're going, just let the inmate lead you, because the inmate knows where they're going. They've been there for 2 or 3 years sometimes, but they're fighting a murder case. Hey, what's up, Chicago PD Transparency? Everybody go to Chicago PD Transparency's page. That's my man. Chicago PD Transparency's a beast with it. He's a beast. Nobody knows more about Chicago politics. Look at all these people. Look at this line of people. This is the second courthouse today we've been at. This is the second courthouse. This isn't the first. This is the second courthouse today that we've been at. This is the second courthouse today. This is now imagine the impact this guy has put on people's lives. Imagine the impact this guy's put on people's lives. He is the nicest guy in the world. I'll never forget. It almost broke my heart, dude. When we came in there, he's like, when I came into, hey, what's up, legalized drugs? When I came in to give him the interview, right? He goes, man, those are some Nike shoes. Those are some nice Nike shoes. I had a pair of Nike shoes one time. It was real expensive. And I was like, man, it broke my heart, dude. I'm like, man, this guy's lived a rough life. You know what I'm saying? Like, you threw him in jail for 28 years for a crime he didn't commit. You threw him in jail for 28 years for a crime he didn't commit at 16. You tortured and beat him at 16. You're a grown man. You're beating a 16-year-old. And he's tiny. He's not big. The minute they got into the area, they punch him in the face. They're drinking. They're all drunk. And they just beat him. They beat him until he confessed. And I asked him, I said, when you see in the interview, when I say, did the man in the blue suit know? And when you watch Prelude to House of Screams, what I'm asking him is, I probably should have explained that better. The man in the blue suit is from the district attorney's office. So it's one thing for it to be a set of detectives that are torturing people and nobody else knows about it. It's another thing for the state's attorney's office to know about it and be complicit in it. Because if you know these people are getting tortured, what are you doing? You're the one that's protecting us. The state's attorney's the one it's the people versus the state of Illinois versus disorderly product news, right? They're working on our behalf. So if people are getting tortured and you know about it and you're not saying anything, 80% of the tortures, Mayor Daley was the state's attorney. Well, there's an old documentary from the 90s called End of the Nightstick. Watch End of the Nightstick. Oh yeah, the state's attorney, the mayor knew. You could definitely tell because in the actual civil trial, they had a civil trial, the People's Law Office against the bigwigs downtown at Dirksen Federal Building, and the first trial was a hung jury. The second trial, the People's Law Office started getting letters saying like, oh, go talk to Leroy Hobbs. Make sure you pay attention to the dates. So they weren't telling them exactly what was, but they were giving them clues. And sure enough, they went and talked to this guy, and it just so happened he got arrested 2 weeks before, and it's on the record that he was electrocuted and had the same exact burn marks that Andrew Wilson had. The alligator clips, like little circle burn marks. He had the same exact one, so that corroborated the evidence. Yeah. Free mark now, free them all. Yeah, the blue suit, all that meant was the guy in the blue suit was the district attorney. And then even in James's interview, he says, I went in the room after they beat me. The ribs were broken, everything. I thought there was 4 people. I thought it was three. He said I thought it was 3 detectives and one district attorney. It turned out it was 2 district attorneys and 2 detectives. At the time, I could not think, why is he making such a big deal to say that it's that? And what he's saying was they were absolutely complicit in it. They absolutely knew because his sister worked in the Pentagon and she was downstairs asking about him. The sergeant ran upstairs and said, "Get that N out of here." The Pentagon's downstairs asking about him. They took him in a car. The state's attorney said, one of the state's attorneys says, "Get that N out of here." And they rushed him out the back door. Where in America do you just confess to a double homicide and they rush you out the back door and bring you back to your house? Where in America do you just confess to a double homicide and because people in military outfits from the Pentagon are downstairs asking about you, they rush you out the back door and go back to your house? That was in James's case. These are all in the interviews in the story I'm going to tell. It's insane. And how James ended up getting found innocent. It has to do with a chief judge and something that happened with that chief judge back in the 80s. He had, and a file got lost, and they went and found him in another. It's unbelievable. The whole story is unbelievable. I'll walk down here, and we'll walk down here. This is the maximum. This is the maximum security. I'll walk down here, and we'll look at the maximum security penitentiaries. Not penitentiary. I'm sorry, the maximum security unit of Cook County Jail. So right here, as you see, it's a double razor wire fence with razor wire in between. So in Illinois, do not quote me on this, but it is something like this. So if there's just a wall, that means you're at a minimum. If there's, a wall with a gun tower, you're at a whatever. Don't quote me on that, because I thought it was something like that at one time. Okay, so this is a very gang-infested area. So the Satan's disciples, the SDs, are over there across the street. Down there, that's the Latin Kings. Down that way. They stopped letting people out after midnight because so many people were getting killed, because the Latin Kings, Gangster 2-6s, and the Satan's disciples were just waiting for people to come out. And they're going to be opposition. They know they're not in the right neighborhood, and they were killing them. So people started getting let go at 12 o'clock. You couldn't get let go after 12 o'clock. They were letting people go at 1 and 2 in the morning, and the Latin Kings were just waiting out there. Because this is mostly Latin King neighborhood. I believe this is called Crown Town. So yeah, so they stopped letting people out after midnight. They had to try to let them out during the day. Oh, that's my fucking mask. Motherfucker, I dropped my mask. Ah, damn it. Fuck. Alright, well, I got another mask, doesn't matter. Crown Town, yeah, Crown Town, it's just a name for Latin Kings. It's just a name for Latin King. It's not a real name of Chicago. Latin Kings called this neighborhood Crown Town. But the point I'm trying to make, it got so dangerous and so many people were killed because the gangs were waiting out here for them to be released. You know what I'm saying? They were waiting out here for them to be released, and they were shooting them. So as we go down here and see, these are the divisions. There might be people in there that can see me. But if we go down here, you're going to see this is going to be the maximum security side. See what we say over here. Cook County Jail. Visitors notice. All visitors must be in possession of one valid photo identification, including valid driver's license, U.S. military identification, valid passport, valid alien registration card, public aid photo, school ID. All visitors are subject to search upon entering jail. Prohibited items include, but are not limited to, the following: alcohol. You can't bring alcohol into the jail. Damn it, I would have thought otherwise. Books, cameras, cell phones, drinks, drugs. What are you talking about? Yeah, that's where I draw the line. I gotta call my congressman. Electronics, food, lighters, matches, music players, nail clippers, newspapers, magazines, pocket knives, syringes, tobacco products, tools, and weapons. Violation of Criminal Code 720 ILCS. 720 is the criminal code. ILCS is the Illinois compiled statute. 5/331A is a felony punishable up to 12 years in IDOC. For doing that, you're gonna get 12 years. You bring your nail clippers in there. Do not bring your nail clippers, and then you can't say that you don't speak English because they got it right here in Spanish. What time do you think he will be out? I don't know. So I went in there and I talked to him. They said nobody can go in there and be in there with him. They said if he's in one of the bond courts, one person can go in. If he's going to be in one of these other courts, no one can go in. So he's obviously in one of those other courts. I said, so what? How do I know when I can bond him out? When can I bond him out? He said, call me at like 1:30. Call me between 1:30 and 3. It's 10:56. Trust me, they do not. This place does not run on anybody else's time but their own. This is hell on earth. This place right here, if any place is hell on earth, this place is hell on earth. When we go down here, so you're gonna see it's the maximum security. There was just there was a killing inside the county jail not that long ago. It was gang related. It was they beat this guy so badly, and then when we're done, they all got like I think it was the Ace of Spades. Each and every one of them got the Ace of Spades card and came and threw it on top of them. It's on YouTube. They stomped them out. And I want to say that it was it was like the second guy one of these guys killed. The guy was a Satan disciple. And he was like the second guy he killed inside the county or something like that. I don't know. And the kid's young. He's like 20 years old. He's a baby. So across the street, that's the newer divisions. Those are 11 and 12. Those over there, that's maximum security over there too. But there's maximum security on this side you'll be able to see too. That's the newer jail. But this is the largest single-site jail in the nation. Obviously, there's bigger jails with more populated people, but this is the largest single-site jail in the nation. And but they've cut it down so dramatically. There's only 5,000 people in here. Every person has their own cell. What about the Demon Slayer? I gotta go see the Demon Slayer. I'm gonna go see the Demon Slayer. I'm gonna go see the Demon Slayer and see how he's doing for. I might go see the Demon Slayer after this. See the people peeping. Contrast. I've heard they're honking at the people in the jail, so the people in the jail hear them actually. It's a protest. Kind of what you do in a protest, you try and draw attention to yourself in some way by making signs and honking. And but I've heard, this guy just came out of there. He's undercover. Remember what he looks like. I've heard of 21, 22-year-old kids' hair going gray because they got 2 or 3 bodies. And the first deal they got was 80 years. The first deal they came at them with was 80 years. If you guys don't know how the criminal justice system works, they'll come at you with a deal on your first court date. And it'll be a ridiculous number. It'll be like 10 years. It'll be the maximum. Do you want to? We'll give you a deal right now. You know, you stole a candy bar. We'll give you a year in jail. Do you want to take it? And then obviously, every court date after that, it gets lower and lower and lower until the district attorney's not willing to go any lower, and they say, okay, let's go to trial. You know? But that's why I say learn your laws. Learn how to protect yourself, because nobody in there is going to tell you, this is the game. You know, do not take that deal. Every deal is. Oh, there's people up there. You can see inmates up there. You can see an inmate up there, right there. You can see an inmate right up there making the heart sign. There's an inmate in that window. He's making the heart sign. The heart sign or gang sign? Can you guys see it? It's hard to see. Right up there. It's hard to see. It's hard to see. Yeah, these are all their cells. Oh, help! We matter too. Do you see the sign right here, guys? See if you guys can see this sign. It says, This is for probably the coronavirus. And inside that cell it says, help, we matter too. I don't know if you guys can see it. It says, help, we matter too. You can see some of the words, but that's what it says. It's just a sign out onto, that they put with toothpaste on their window, out onto California Avenue that says, help, we matter too. No, none of those windows are open. And oh, the one on the top says, hunger strike, help us. Help free us, hunger strike. That one up there says, help free us, hunger strike. Angelic Roxas doesn't even know what's going on, but go to your Zoom meeting. Stop asking what's going on here. Go to your Zoom meeting. No one's asking you to stay in here. Now, trust me, I'm not begging for you to stay. I could care less. Leave. Go to your Zoom meeting. You don't have to announce you're going to your Zoom meeting. Nobody will know if you're gone. Trust me. I could care less. I hate when people do that. I'm going somewhere else. Go! You're not hurting my feelings. Trust me. You're not hurting my feelings in the least. I got enough subscribers. I didn't even know you were there, so I won't know you're gone. I got enough subscribers that I know Lady Zaga, Jingy, my man Bruce Wayne. I got enough people that are down for the cause. Lady Justice Liberty News. If you're expecting me to put on a show for you, I mean, this is as real as it gets. There's men writing on their windows, don't forget about us, hunger strike, help us, we matter too. I mean, if that's as real as it gets. That's the only way they can communicate with the outside world, is writing in toothpaste on their windows that is facing California. These guys have been going around in an hour. I'm gonna walk down here, guys, and then I'm gonna go off. Hey, beep your horn, buddy. I don't want to see you not beeping your horn. Beep that horn. I paid for the vehicle. Might as well beep it. You guys got to watch the beginning of this. It's hilarious. The Chicago cop pulls up, and it's broad daylight, and my camera's pointed right at his car. He puts on his floodlight and points it at me in broad daylight. I'm like, I go over the car. I'm like, dude, I'm not a scientist or anything, but I don't think your spotlight's gonna blind my camera in the middle of the day. Oh, look here, guys. Look at this beautiful sight. There you go, downtown Chicago. Downtown Chicago. Yeah, it's a demonstration for a gentleman who was tortured and spent 28 years in prison. He's wrongfully convicted. They came and got him on a 2-year-old warrant. They're not locking anybody up, but they came. Well, watch my last video. Just watch my last. My last video is me going to the sheriff's department to try and get him out. The video before that is him actually getting arrested. He's trying to hide in the shower. He's so scared, he's trying to get as far away from the police as he can, because the last time they came and got him, and this is just real, dude. I'm not trying to, Mark's a great guy, but if the last time the cops came and got you, you were 16, and they told you were coming home in a half an hour, and you didn't come home for 28 years, you might be terrified too. Watch that video on my channel. He's in the shower. He's trying to get as far away from them as they can. You could say whatever you want. Oh yeah, I'll just go down there and take care of the charges. Well, he went down there one time and he didn't come home for 28 years. And he got tortured too. So, I mean, he has a reason to be terrified of police. And he's the head of the Chicago Chicago Torture Center. And this, like I said, this is the second location, because they've been giving us the runaround. I called this morning, the same place I went yesterday. I called and they said he's going to be, he's going to Skokie. I'm on my way to Skokie. The people that are at Skokie call us and say, oh, he's not here at Skokie. So I called back the same guy. I said, you said he was at Skokie. Oh, I got it wrong. We moved him in the middle of the night to 18th and State. They just moved him to another We're all in the same county. Cook County, that's Cook County too. They moved it to a Chicago holding facility. And then now we came here and they're saying nobody can go in the courtroom. Is he here? Yeah, he's here, but nobody can go in the courtroom. Well, if he gets bond, how do I know how to bond him? How to call back between 1 and 3? So that's what's going on, guys. Anyways, I'm gonna take off from here. My thing's about to go dead. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for support.